Kia ora, this is Arun Jacob, your friendly and frank licensed New Zealand immigration advisor as well as education advisor, coming alert level up from 2 to 3, which means we are now at a higher level of alert on Instagram. So, warm welcome to everybody from a very wet and slightly quiet Hamilton today, because with the announcement from the government and the Prime Minister that we are going to alert level 3, there were the essential goods because from what the Prime Minister has said. They are more than likely going to also increase the alert level to 4, which is, of course, the highest alert level as we try to combat this particular disease. So she said that we are probably about 48 hours away from alert level 4, but at alert level 3, all our schools are closing down, our universities are closed down, and pretty much, they're kind of trying to block the spread of do this live session from Hamilton. So we are at number 79 in the list of countries worldwide, which have 9 in the list of countries which have been affected. I mean, not to uh, sound like it's anything great to be so much lower down in the list, but a lot of other countries are battling with it in their own way. And of course, China and Italy are right on top of this list of countries that have been affected. And as far as New Zealand statistics go, we have not thankfully had. Yeah, so but we've not had any deaths in New Zealand from the virus as such, and the government is, of course, working overtime to try and control this. So they believe the government now thinks that it might have spread into the community transmission stage, which is where it can spread very rapidly from person to person in the community. So our current level of cases is 102, which is approximately about 20 and a half cases for every 1 million of people. So, that which is, of course, a silver lining to a really sad situation. But that's where we are at in New Zealand. And I think the government has gone into overdrive to put a stop to the spread of this virus. So effective from today, really, most of us are all self-isolating at home. So my wife, who works for an insurance company, has been asked to work from home, and I actually closed down New Zealand and then Hamilton. I told her, hey, look, let's not take a chance. And it's not just about protecting ourselves; it's also protecting the society we live in. And because I was saying schematic of how this virus spreads, and so 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, and 4 becomes 16. So it's kind of quite a exponential growth curve is what this virus seems to have. So what they're saying is that the curve kind of can go up like that, and then it can come down. But that is where our, so if the curve is going up that way, that is where our resources are at, let's say, suddenly 300 cases overnight, and we don't have the number of health workers to take care of that. So, but all these measures, what the government is trying to do is to kind of keep it highly appreciative of what the government is doing. Sure, it is not a good moment for a company like AGB or most of my other fellow companies who are shut. Effectively, if you read between the lines, it means our businesses are shut. So that's what it is. But now here's the good news for working from home, and that's the kind of system and process that we built in this company from day one, when it was just 3 people, and now it has become a 42 blip anywhere in our ability to service our clients and our students and our migrants. And we are still talking to us is act and behave like this thing is going to blow away in the next couple of months. That's all I want you to do. We'll prep everything, we will get everything ready, and the moment this world returns to some amount of normalcy, hopefully the hospitals decided they will not do medical tests and give you that test report, then your entire file will be in place except for those 1 or 2 doses and to work from home. But I'm sure everybody will would have planned for a day like this, and I'm sure especially large professional organizations like Immigration New Zealand would have created some kind of a backup plan for a situation like this. So I'm sure it is going to, and just give it from various universities and institutions, and that they have been saying that they are geared up. They have already done some drills and dry runs to see how they can all effectively work from home. So those plans have kicked in. I received a communication from University of Canterbury saying kind of a situation. Just get in touch with us because, as you guys and girls know, we are five licensed immigration advisors, and from the comfort of your home and our home, so that you don't lose out on the time. So if some of you are suddenly like, "Oops, what do I do?" because the company I was talking to is not opening its offices, just get in touch with us, and we would be more than happy to talk to you. And I, who's seen a lot of life, I know this will eventually blow away, and when it does blow away, those who have been prepping and getting their documentation into place will be the most ready to be able to make the jump quickly all this virus. And I mean, not to sound like a pushy sales guy for New Zealand, but if there is one country which I think can effectively so will beat this virus, and then start inviting all your talented girls and boys to start coming into our country again, because at that time we all need to hang in there and make sure that we, as we stay in New Zealand, as we say in New Zealand, we have a term called kia kaha, which is to stay strong. All right, guys. Cool. Okay, let me start off by license, guys. So I had it renewed last week. So this came in the mail. So which means yours truly, Arun Jacob, is authorized by the government of New while we are in this moment of crisis. And I'm being honest, to everybody who's watching this right now. I don't have an iota of good. I honestly and genuinely am not having one iota of any negative sensation in my body, and it seems like instinctively I know I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and I'm also live on two YouTube channels. In the morning, we all get onto our common chat, and we will kind of say good morning to everybody, and we were having a small laugh about saying how come for business just as usual, and we will continue to work with you to take you forward on your aspirations of being in New Zealand. Right, we have also decided that every week we're going to talk about a particular institution to give a bit of background about what kind of an institution in the eastern part of New Zealand, and hence the name Eastern Institute of Technology. So it was an Institute of Technology or Polytechnic, or ITP as they're called here in New Zealand. All ITPs are owned and operated by the government of New Zealand. So which is the case with EIT as well, which is on the eastern coast of New Zealand, one of the most beautiful and scenic spots of the country, by the way, or regions of the uh, excuse me, country capital of New Zealand. It's got some very interesting architecture. There was a reasonably big earthquake, I think, in the early part of the of imports and exports happening out of Napier, and the institution itself is very well equipped to cater to people of different applied management. 11 going for a postgraduate diploma in information technology. 12 going for a postgraduate degree diploma in applied management, uh, one person for a postgraduate diploma in health science, four people going for a graduate diploma in information technology, eight people going for a graduate diploma in business, one person going for a graduate diploma in professional accountancy, one person going for a graduate diploma in supply chain, one person going for a graduate diploma in business, specializing in professional accountancy, supply chain, and enology at Eastern Institute of Technology. So that seems to know that EIT has got three campuses. They have a campus in Napier, of course, which is their main campus. So that's called the Hawke's Bay campus. And then they a lot of international students either go to Auckland or to Napier. Or Hawke's Bay campus, and that is where it is. And moving away from and the rest of our colleagues from the international department, and just giving you some very personal insights about EIT. We have never had any complaints from any of our students who've been to EIT saying that they either did not like the institution, or they did not like the lecturers, or they did not like the course, so on and so forth. And by and large, all our students who are going to EIT, and if you see, I mean, when I was reading out the list of all our students are coming for good higher level courses, and they're passing out successfully and going on to also successfully get their careers in place. I'm very, very happy for all my AJB clients, because for you guys and girls, there's absolutely not going to be any disruption. So choose EIT, choose New Zealand, and choose AJB, and you will not go wrong. All right. Thank you. Radio. Let me go on to see if my team has given me any inputs. Like I said, most of the people are shutting shop and kind of disappearing into the woodworks. But for us, this is just business as usual. Come Monday, yours truly, Arun Jacob, will be sitting in front of his computer and talking about New Zealand. So yeah, good to be back as always, and business as usual. So is not as grim as it sounds. Stay safe. Right. So yeah, Shovik, I think this is not just New Zealand, but I think COVID-19 is going to hit our exports, and because of which it's already hit our tourism in a big way, because tourism is one of our largest sectors. And when the two employees who are present here in New Zealand, so the government is stepping up its efforts to try and minimize the impact. Today, I was listening to the news, and I think the Reserve Bank has also decided to print more money. So I think that's also one of the measures that the government is doing. I'm not an economist, but I just keep following the news, and I think, yeah, I mean, it's obviously we're going to take a hit. There will be job losses. There will be businesses that will shut down, and so yeah. But this is not something that's particular to only to New Zealand at the moment. And as I've been the top 5 or 10 countries who would be able to do this very, very effectively. But hey, look, thank you for your good wishes. Appreciate that, Shawik, and G at Wintech, which is in Hamilton. Yeah, and you have kind of submitted a lot of documents already. Control it, which is that you can send us the documents, and we will assess these documents and ensure that they are up to scratch and actually make the application to Immigration New Zealand. But if there's some delays from their side, let's all just wait and watch. And I'm sure this thing will blow over soon, and we will all be, kind of back to an even keel. All right. But hey, look, really appreciate your good wishes, Shawik, and hope to see you here in New Zealand soon. All right. Lovely family, and yeah, I'm sure this will all go away very quickly. Okay, Zia Khan asks, "Hi Arun, kindly can you inform whether Manukau office is working on SMC cases during these days, or they have stopped working on cases which are already in queues for many months?" Not sure, Zia, but I think because the Prime Minister has made an announcement saying that any non-essential work has to stop. I would think that Manukau branch would also close down for a few days till they come out with a system of being able to work from home. But I know that INZ would have a backup system. But so yeah, just hang in there, and we will see how this thing develops. All right, yeah. Right. So Ankit Wagila, my friend and wonderful AJV client, has given some input saying that. Because I mentioned that the government has observation from Ankit, because Ankit has not been in New Zealand as long as I have been. I've been here for donkey's years now, so I kind of have a very good understanding of how New Zealand functions. But even for somebody like Ankit, who is kind of a relatively still newcomer into New Zealand, for him to make that observation, I think is very valid, because and he's also kind of impressed with the fact that the government has upped its wage subsidy from 5 billion to 9 billion for a population of 5 million people. Yeah, so like I said, like Ankit rightly observed, I think this government not a very large population to deal with, and with enough money in the bank, I think it's not such a bad situation, really. Okay, cool. Thanks, Ankit, for your inputs as always. And yeah, I hope this blows over soon, and we guys can all catch up for another beer sometime soon. Right. So I have already answered Shawik and citizens. So I think my understanding of the situation, and because I have been going through the wage subsidy page on working timers as well. So, and one or two of my part timers are also students, just like your husband. And so there is nothing in the wording of that policy which says that he will be eligible. So yeah, you can convey to your husband this part of at whatever time it is occurring in my live session today. But ask him to come and watch this. To the best of my knowledge, I think he will be eligible. If he has any problems, ask him to get in touch with Team AGV, and if his employer wants as well. All right, but his employer needs to apply for it. Okay, cool. Okay. Right. So Michael Gunavardhane says, I don't know, this is a little stupid, but every time I'm doing a live showing, and I hope they will acquire better sense than to disturb somebody who is doing a live session and talking to so many other people. Okay. So Michael Gunavardhane says, hi, AJV. I'm on the process of independent visa under IT Masters, and the visa process is taken to the alternate ways of dealing with because you know what countries, governments, people, businesses, individuals cannot like a bit of an epidemic because AIDS started kept spreading very fast from people to people. Then of course there was the Ebola virus, then there was the Spanish flu, then there was the cholera virus, then there was plague. So epidemics and pandemics, and then we more in my mind, and that's quite strange. I was telling my wife and kids as well, saying that for a strange reason I'm feeling so calm and just so completely in control. And I was telling them, hey, look, don't get anxious, and just hang in there, and let's make the best out of a bad situation. All right. So yeah, Michael. So just hang in there, and hopefully, yeah, I should be there. Kunjan Jadeja says, hi, I'm in the process of becoming an AJV client, talking with me. Absolutely love people like Kunjan, because Kunjan is like decided, you know what, this COVID will come and go, and I'm just gonna keep on continuing with a lot of masters do not require any prior work experience. I could be wrong, and I'm gonna quickly check with my team because they normally give me some background. Right. Uh, so required for this particular masters, and yeah, I would say just continue and go ahead with it, but not require work experience to join this masters. But Nisha, please give that clarification to Kunjan. And Kunjan, if you could also call Nisha and speak to her and don't require. Okay. Eric Noel Di Costa, hi Arun. It's just good to see you host a live session and speak so positively. It just helps to hear positive vibes amidst the situation. Take care and God bless you and your team. Hey Eric, thank you so much. But of life, and I've had my personal challenges growing up in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s, and now I've stepped into my 50s. So yeah, the one thing I can say as the wise old man sitting here is that yeah, this thing scared um, as to what this new disease will do. Today, hardly anybody talks about AIDS and HIV. So, because they eventually found ways of an attack in New York, and I remember that evening I was in India, and it looked like the whole world had stopped for that week. So that was another big, massive moment for us. And then the other one was, of course, the Gulf War, where again the whole world kind of held its collective breath and like, oh, what's going to happen now? Well, Saddam Hussein launch a nuclear attack, or is he going to do something else crazy and sort of my daughter to get some stuff for the house? And it's business as usual. If anything, there are a few more people in the supermarket and comfort and assistance. So yeah, we will continue to stay positive. And I am, by the way, the in-house joker of the company, so I keep doing a lot of stupid, silly jokes with my team, so that none of them think that things are not the same. Right. Okay, Ankit has also given confirmation to Dishma, which is fantastic. Thanks, Ankit. I think you're just reiterating what I had said. So Ankit is also working as a student, Dishma, and yep, his employer apparently has already applied for his wage subsidy. So we have confirmation that students working part-time would still be eligible for the wage subsidy as well. But the employer needs to apply for it. Okay, cool. Rightio. Just checking to see. Has confirmed to me that work experience is actually required. Kunjan. So obviously she has found it out. It's a period. Right. So Niranjan, uh, okay. Before I answer that question, and I will, you send the documents over to Mubarak. Is there a deal? Good. High five. That's a deal. Let's shake on that. Cool. So yeah, good questions, by the way. I think your first question is: are students allowed to be self-employment during study visa period? Unfortunately, no, Niranjan. You can't be employed while you're on the student visa and you're on your part-time work. But after you complete your student visa and you get into your post-study work visa, yes, you can be self-employed, and sort of, if you want, you can set up a company and employ yourself in it and those kinds of things. Okay, so yeah, definitely possible after you complete your studies and then you move into your post-study work visa. But while you're studying, you can't do that. All right, Niranjan. So I hope you like my clarification, but I would like to see a document already saying that INZ has kind of also gone into a bit of a lockdown mode. The I'm thinking, you're from India, so your file would either go to the Mumbai office or come to Hamilton office, which is where and interestingly, is on the top floors of that particular building, so it makes it very convenient for us. But yeah, hey, look, uh, essential, except for essential services, which is the government is asking everybody else to stay home. So INZ, I don't think would come under the essential services. I think essential services are supermarkets and pharmacies and doctors. I don't think immigration would come under essential services at this stage. So they might take a few days to kind of kick back into some kind of a work from home sort of sit got her a computer monitor so that she can hook up her laptop. And as she said, their company is going to come out with some kind of a process where file was already applied 10th March. Maybe some work would have also happened on it, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, fingers have to confirm that she received Niranjan's documents. I hope Niranjan is as fast as I am. Mm. Prashant wants to know if interview will come in this situation. Maybe yes, Prashant, because now the visa officers will be working from home and they'll probably have more time, so they may want to interview people. But hey, like I keep saying, interviews are not mandatory for everybody. Um, it depends on how well your case has been presented. And we at AGB, I think we know the kind of work we do, and I think we present probably some of the best. So yeah, don't stress too much. But even if you do get a interview call, yeah, just be prepared. And my sincere suggestion to people who are in two words, and the two words are be truthful. That's all. You've just got to, when you try to build a story for things, is when you kind of stumble and fall, and they're trying to catch these things. So I'd recommend strongly that just stay truthful, just say whatever it is, and move on from there. Dheeraj Gupta, hello, the technique. Okay, good question, Dheeraj. Yeah, Porirua will be slightly lesser as compared to Wellington. Porirua is like a suburb of Wellington, so it's not very far away from Wellington, but yeah, it is not the main city. It is like a suburb of Wellington. It would be comparatively be cheap. Technic and Wellington Institute of Technology were two different institutions, but they've come together now, and so it's merged to become one institution. They call themselves W&W now. So, and of course, there is a move to merge all ITPs in New Zealand into one big, in terms of your living costs. All right, cool. Rajesh Mishra has shared his number, which is fantastic. Thanks, Rajesh, for sharing your number. We whatever. Um, any engineer at this point in time, Rajesh, has got a very good future in New Zealand, because if we have something called the long-term skills shortage list of New Zealand, and if you go into it, you'll see all kinds of engineers are listed in the LTSSL, as it's called, or the long-term skills shortage list. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good idea for you to consider moving to New Zealand with your family, because we want young people, we want young families to come into our country, because we want to create a good, strong workforce, especially in our skill shortage areas, so that as an economy we continue to grow. So yeah, we'd be happy to work with you, Rajesh. Thanks for sharing your number. One of our team members will get in touch with you and gather more documents. And once we gather more documents, one of our licensed immigration advisors will has who want to get in touch with us instead of sharing your number. That's how you guys can get in touch with us, guys and girls. So we have a toll-free number set up in India. We have a toll-free set up number set up in New Zealand, and of course, we have our email addresses. And yeah, just give us a call and talk to us. As I said, it's business as usual for New Zealand for AJV, and this is what I do every Monday. So here I am back on a Monday and talking to all you wonderful people who would like to be in New Zealand. Yeah, cool. So Ankit said I've already answered it. So yeah. And for our institutions and for New Zealand, and in doing that, so there's absolutely no cost involved for you to initiate a study. Straight contact us, Umar, and we'd be happy to work for you. Yeah, right. WTF, but I didn't hear of WFH. So and Omar says thank you, and some more people have joined the chat, and that somehow seems to be the end of the questions for today, which is very interesting because I normally don't ever run out of questions. So there are always more questions than I can normally fit into an hour session of doing this live sessions. But yeah, there it is, people. Just to kind of go back to where I started this live session today, business as usual. Doesn't matter where you are, as long as you have a phone, and as long as you have a phone and you can point it down and take a picture of your documents and email it to us or WhatsApp it to us or Skype it to us or whichever electronic, and definitely help you to come into this beautiful country called New Zealand, because we require you wonderful people here in this country as much as you want to be here in this wonderful country. All right. So that's pretty much it. Oh, there were some more. Sabina says work from home. Well, WFH was work from home. I was like, thanks, Anand, for Anand having a good laugh anyway about my lack of understanding of all this fancy internet jargon that all you young people seem to indulge in. And I'm, by the way, the butt of jokes in my team as well. I'm the old man. They call me Tom, which apparently stands for tired old man. Okay. Hey, look, guys and girls, as always, a pleasure to be here week after week. And like I said, yeah, we will continue to give you updates from New Zealand um, and keep you abreast of what is happening. I don't think there are a lot of people doing this, which is to give you live updates from the ground in New Zealand and ensure that you don't let go of your New Zealand aspirations or dreams during this very trying and challenging times. So you hang in there. We are definitely hanging in there. And I have a feeling so you will also come out stronger out of this. All right. So on that very positive note, good night, Pomarie in Maori and Kakite Anu, which is